what can you do to like take stuff off of your salespeople or sales team's plate so you can get them to be more efficient. We built this tool using a tool called Hermes Agent, Hermes. I think that's the Greek god of something. I don't know.
Something awesome.
Yeah, something sick. You can build a custom GPT in ChatGPT, or you can build a Claude project, and you can basically do this yourself. That is an AI tool we use today, and it can save you a tremendous amount of time.
You can take that same idea and apply it to different little needs and areas that your sales team might have.
And I think Claude is a great first tool for that.
Welcome to Entry and Exit. My name is Stephen Olmon, and I have Collin Trimble with me, who is my co-host and my business partner at Alarm Masters, which is a security and fire business that we run based out of Houston, Texas. We bought it 3 years ago, and we've been scaling it ever since. And today we're talking about AI tools that can help your sales team do more with less.
I got to tell you, I am impressed that you did that in one take.
It's a gift.
That was good. Listeners, I don't think you understand how hard that, no ums, just dialed.
No filler words.
No. Dialed. My guy is dialed
electric
for a podcast. Yeah, absolutely. Let him cook. You know what I'm saying? Let him cook. Anyway, all right, we're done. We're done with that. All right, so we've talked a lot about different AI tools. We talk a lot about sales. So we're going to converge these two things together. And how are we going to do more with less? So we're going to spend time not talking about customer engagement tools for finding leads, but we're going to spend time on what can you do to like take stuff off of your salespeople or sales team's plate so you can get them to be more efficient and allow them to do the thing they do best. I'm always looking at things through the lens of how do I get my sales team to be the most efficient possible?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of ways you can do this. I think one really big one in our industry is quoting. And I would say quoting is an all-encapsulating word for estimating and designing, doing takeoffs, quoting it out, putting the proposal together.
Mm-hmm.
That whole cycle is takes time. And so we have an awesome employee, shout out Felix, who does all of our quoting and design for us. But he's just one guy, and we've got 3 field sales reps, and we are doing 10 coffee drops a week. So there's a lot of pipe generation that's happening. And so there's a lot on his plate. And so for us, this whole process looks like this. Like in an ideal world, it doesn't happen like this every time. You get a drawing set or a like an evac plan, like a plan that shows the building. And then the salesperson could mark that up with various devices. That's a door. We're going to put a reader and a lock on. That's where a camera is going to go. That's where a motion sensor is going to go. That's a fire pole station, whatever. And that's a takeoff, right? So that doesn't define what type of camera. That doesn't define the technology or the cabling required. It just says camera goes here. And ideally, they're going to define some head end area where all this stuff is going to be run to, right? And so you do that design, and that really can't, that is harder to have AI like interact on. There is a way you can do it. There are tools out there where you can actually, if you have to scale drawing, like scale drawings, you can upload an architectural plan and it will actually put symbols on there based on fire code. Those are highly specialized. We don't use them today just simply because we're not doing the scale on that, where we're doing so much upgrade and retrofit where it doesn't, and we're using existing plans that it just doesn't necessitate that for us. But we do do that a lot for security jobs. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll take those plans that are pictures generally or digital, and we'll upload those into an agent. And that agent can say, oh, okay, looks like you've got 14 cameras, 3 readers, and one place you want to put a head in. It looks like the whole building is, 50,000 square feet. And, you're probably going to need X amount of cabling. Then you can say, yeah, I want to use an Eagle Eye system, a Brevo system, a DMP system, a Bosch system, a Vigilon, Verkada, whatever I want. And now you can have a system that will literally, you put your price book in, it will build you the entire bill of material plus all of the associated pricing. And then you can dictate markup and tweak to get to the price that you really want to come in for the customer. And then even cooler is you can push that all into your CRM where it will generate the proposal for you and you can present that to the customer. That is an AI tool we use today. We built this tool using a tool called Hermes Agent, Hermes. I think that's the Greek god of something. I don't know.
Something awesome.
Yeah, something sick. And we built a custom kind of, it's an open source product that does that. But honestly, you can build a custom GPT in ChatGPT, or you can build a Claude project, and you can basically do this yourself. As long as it has your price book and you can connect it to your CRM, there's a way to do this super easy. In fact, if I were starting out right now, if you have a proposal generation software, I would download all the, your costs or your price, however you like to do that. I would take that as a file, put it in Claude, go to projects, click add project, and add those files in there. And then I would type in some instructions like, hey, I always like to mark up to 50% markup, 100% markup, 20% markup. And then you can start taking pictures and say, I've got 30 cameras, one recording device. I want to store it for 30 days. And it will literally has the intelligence to build you the entire bill of material. And if you can connect it to your CRM, great. If you can't, you could just take an Excel spreadsheet and dump that into your CRM. That is a tool that is available today through Claude. And there's many other like AI tools that have put their own wrapper on that same concept. And it can save you a tremendous amount of time.
Taking it that far all the way down to the proposal too, like one thing on my mind that just can be helpful for salespeople is to establish a brand guide. And anytime, I feel like we have scenarios where we have some sort of piece of sales collateral, but we need it slightly contextualized for a certain industry, or we want to show a different case study, where that would be plugged in. Like you can create a brand guide that's consistent with your brand that would be used ideally on those proposals that we were just talking about, but also can be leveraged for any other piece of sales material. And instead of a salesperson having to talk to your marketing person, or if you use an agency or they're like probably not making a great one themselves in, Google Slides or something, that can all be done really well, pretty quickly, efficiently, where they don't have to depend on anyone else likely. And so you can take that same idea and apply it to different little needs and areas that your sales team might have.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I think Claude is a great first tool for that. Another one is another internal tool that you may use a lot is, and this is a tool that's like been out for a long time, like 5 years. And so there's a tool called Otter that you can use that records all your conversations. So you should be using this to record every site walk, every customer meeting, everything that you have, so that it can record that information and distill it down and attach it into your CRM. And it will actually give you the key takeaways. So you're sitting in a design meeting, it records everything, gives you the action items, it plugs in. It's a super slick tool, very easy, kind of expensive, worth it. That's an AI tool that is out of the box, ready to go, super easy. Another great tool that you may use for your sales team and to build your sales playbook is Notion, right? So this is another cheap, relatively cheap if you're trying to do an AI tool. You can build articles. So like you could use in plain language, like talk like you normally talk. It will create an SOP. So you're like, hey, this is my sales process. Here's how I want it to look. Here's some discovery questions. Here's the things I need to do on a site walk. Here's how they do. It will create a full playbook for you. You can review, approve, change. Then you can layer an agent on top that your sales team can text. They can message, they can whatever, and say, hey, what are the discovery questions I need to ask? And it'll pop up that sales playbook and all your questions are right there. So what's really cool about that is it takes tribal knowledge out of the owner's brain, who is typically the first salesperson, and they're trying to duplicate themselves into another salesperson. And getting all that knowledge is really hard. And so I would say using Notion to offload that knowledge, build knowledge articles, and then put an agent on top is going to speed up that timeline as fast as possible. Another thing that I think is super cool is you can actually do, and I think you sent me something on this, Stephen. There is now you can do like natural language e-learning. So you could basically say, here is the things I want to train on. I want you to create an e-learning course that will train employees on that. This is something we have not done yet, untested, would be really slick. It's something I've actually thought about. Like we should really think about doing for onboarding international employees too. Is like speed that up. Is you can literally describe the course and the folks take it. Like I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, I was also thinking on the recording side, like we do mock sales meetings, like
Yeah.
recording those, take learnings, and then being able to query against those. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I had a mock sales conversation last month, and I don't remember the answer to this question or this issue.
Yeah.
Can you remind me? Like, just continuing to create your own internal knowledge center, knowledge kind of center of excellence,
Yeah.
is table stakes, I
Yeah.
would say. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that cool. Like, you should already be recording everything to ingest it. If you're not, time to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing I'll highlight is your VoIP system. It doesn't have to, you don't actually have to use your VoIP system, but whatever system you want your salespeople to make calls on. So we give all of our sales guys and gals a phone, and then we don't actually allow them to use that number. We make them use DialPad, which is our VoIP system, and it gives them a number, and it's an app on their phone that they can make calls out on, and it records it and will actually surface like coaching recommendations like in the middle of the call. So to be like, hey, it's the customer's giving you this objection. Like y'all have talked about this in a sales meeting before. You need to ask, to get a decision maker on this next call. And here's like the thing that, kind of an objection handling technique you can use that. Like that's alive today. And like it's super easy to use. And like especially it's your field salespeople will probably use the VoIP, but will probably not use the coaching as much because they're just kind of wheeling and dealing and moving just transparently. But SDRs that are setting appointments, they will. And it's great. Like you should absolutely use that to help speed up onboarding of inside sales folks to help set appointments. So we talked about a couple tools today. So we talked about Quoting Agent first, totally available to everybody. We talked about an e-learning platform. We talked about recording meetings. We talked about a VoIP platform. What other thing would you include that's out there today that you think is like helps the sales team?
We've done some things related to them, like optimizing their day or their weeks, their own calendars as well. Yeah. So that's another one that I think, again, you don't have to get like too intellectual with it.
Yeah.
Like break down your sales team's days or weeks. What are the different things that are slowing them down, that are making them less efficient, that they need help with, that they get blocked by?
Yeah.
Pretty much any of those different areas of their work life can be improved, and improved pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a 6-month long ordeal to take ground and like, have like a realized, win. It might be in June.
Yeah.
If you start now.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And there's also, we built a tool again on a Hermes agent that's really slick. We have just like everybody else, salespeople don't want to update their CRM. And so this is kind of a nuanced thing that we're kind of building. It's not in production yet. Actually, our sales guys have not used it yet, but I have built it and it's working, but I'm kind of refining it where it'll allow you to basically interact with your data in a custom environment. So like we have a hub where all of our AI stuff is. You can say, hey, show me all my open deals, and it'll give you a table of all of your open deals with all the like relevant fields like amount, next steps, stage, whatever, right? Contact name. You can then go into that table and update those deals in line, like within that chat session, and it will push that back to your CRM and update it so you don't have to click into the opportunity. And so like you think, okay, well, that's saving you a couple for your salespeople where they've got, 28 deals and they need to update them multiple times a week and they got to click into each one, and each one takes a minute and a half. You're talking an hour a week minimum, right? And so if you've got 40 hours in a week, do you want to pay them to do that hour of clicking around, or do you want to shrink that down to 5 minutes and get some of that time back? And so that's just another one where it's like salespeople perpetually hate updating their CRM. Make it as easy as freaking possible on them, because it's really for you. You need the CRM data. That's really who needs it.
It also, there's some goodwill, like with your team.
Yeah.
Like, it ingratiates people when you go build things, you take time, or you're working alongside them to help make their work life easier, more streamlined. Like that is there's some other benefits to that relationally, kind of in the dynamics of working together that are really positive too.
Yeah,
And I think people feel cared for when you're trying to help take the like kind of painful, annoying stuff off their
yeah,
plate.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. There's a lot of different tools out there. We post about it a lot on LinkedIn. If anybody has any questions, please leave us a comment or send us an email at info@entry&exit.co, and we'll answer. We answer every email we get, and we answer comments. So if you see something and you want to know more, like, we would love to answer that. And if you like this content, follow along, subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you want to hear
Yes,
more
please.
about. We're doing a lot of AI across our business, and we're happy to share with you exactly how we're doing it.